is regarding the Election Commission that has taken a tough stand when it comes to the post-violence that was reported in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Now, the Election Commission of India has asked the Home Ministry to retain paramilitary forces, asking paramilitary forces to be retained in the state of Andhra Pradesh for 15 days after the counting of votes. So, the Election Commission has directed the Home Ministry to retain 25 companies of paramilitary forces for 15 days after the counting that takes place on the 4th of June. The Election Commission has ordered also the transfer of a district collector and a superintendent of police, as well as the suspension of 2 other superintendents. We have Uma joining us. Uma, what is the latest in regard to the Election Commission taking this stand when it comes to the poll violence that was reported in the state of Andhra Pradesh, and directives now been given by the Election Commission to make sure that paramilitary forces continue to remain in the state?
Yes, indeed. Ever since election day, which is voting day on the 13th of May, there has been violence in Andhra Pradesh, and that did not subside even post the elections. In fact, Monday is when the elections happened, and in those areas, Tadipatri, Guntur, Palnadu, Chittur, Nellore, Tirupati districts, all these areas we saw incidents of violence. There was some kind of a disruption in the polling activity because of that as well in some areas. And yes, there were straight clashes that happened, and that continued even after the voting was completed. Voting, in fact, went on in some places till early hours of Tuesday morning. But what was worrying was that in areas like Tadipatri, Palnadu, Guntur, some areas, as well as Chittur, Tirupati area, we have seen very, very disturbing visuals of violence breaking out between different groups, attacks on the political party leaders, and each one saying that the other is responsible for the clash, and also blaming the police, saying that they are not being neutral in this entire activity. So while 144 was imposed in at least 3 different areas, Tadipatri, the entire Palnadu area, as well as Tirupati area, where in fact we saw in Chandragiri the leader of a political party actually being chased and attacked with hammer, beer bottles, stones. All of that was captured on the front and back cameras of a vehicle in which he was traveling, and the vehicle to the next by the side of it or behind it. All that action captured very dramatically, and today in fact the footage that has emerged is from Tadipatri, where we have YSRCP MLA Kethireddy Pedareddy and his opponent is the TDP candidate Asmith Reddy, who happens to be the son of JC Prabhakar Reddy, and there were clashes between both these groups, and we had seen both the MLA as well as this municipal chairperson, who is JC Prabhakar Reddy, being asked to leave Tadipatri and go away, and Prabhakar Reddy in fact was sent to Hyderabad. He said that he had suffered some lung infection or lung problem, respiratory issues because of ingesting the tear gas shells. But the footage that's now emerged is showing a lot of security personnel. The time is very early hours, before 4 a.m., around 3:50, 3 o'clock and between 3 and 4 in the morning of May 15. And at that time, this is outside the residence of Kethireddy Pedareddy, and huge numbers of police security personnel are gathered there. And what you can see is those security personnel actually breaking the CCTV cameras that have been installed in that area. That is something that would certainly be very worrying. Why security personnel would have wanted to break the CCTV cameras in that particular area? Subsequently, in the morning, we heard about clashes between the 2 groups, and the workers of Pedareddy also being injured, and the workers of JC Prabhakar Reddy, activists, supporters, also saying that they were also injured. But there were more complaints from Pedareddy, the YSRCP MLA, who is also the candidate of the party, being injured. But this footage certainly raises questions about the neutrality of the police force itself. One more incident has happened, for which the footage has come very recently. I've just received it about a few minutes ago, and that also shows an SI being attacked in Palnadu. The allegation against him, the CI allegation against him, is that he was probably not being neutral, and therefore the crowd attacked him. A constable tries to protect him, and he is also getting attacked. So we must see the deployment of the central forces for 15 days after the counting day. That's what the Election Commission has now said, expressing huge unhappiness about the way the law and order has been handled in those districts. And one last point I must make is that those districts that we are talking about, Palnadu, Guntur, Tirupati, all those areas, Anantapuram, all those areas were police officers were in fact appointed by the Election Commission. As many as 12 IAS and IPS officers had been changed, and those seem to be the areas where the changes also occurred. So whether the change had happened because they were anticipating trouble in that area, I'm not very sure. But yes, it is coincidentally in the same areas that this violence seems to have broken out. But as of now, the situation seems to be under control, but several unanswered questions about what went wrong. Back to you.